Hi guys, welcome back to Underwater Astrology. I hope you guys are doing well. For the day of July 16th, we have a lot of positive energy in the sky right now. We have North Node Taurus with Jupiter there, just finishing up on Taurus on the 0 degree. So as soon as we go into North Node Aries, it'll be the 29th degree, and as you know, the 29th is the critical degree. So now you feel the intensity in Aries just after July 18th, with Pluto and Capricorn there on the 29th degree, increasing the intensity of decision making and just knowing at the last moment that things are not going to work out. It's almost knowing like, oh my God, like this is the kind of business degree with Capricorn. This is the business degree where I feel like Pluto and Capricorn is like, how do I go in this direction of earthy? How do I be in this direction of earthy goodness whilst also realizing that I will have to make it about myself this year, and that will be really intense. We are, yes, just 18. So it's 0, 18. So we have that 18 nodes until we get to North Node Aries, and then we already have the midheaven in Aries today, ascendant in Leo. So yeah, it will be working through your subconscious, which is a much easier day because you'll just be able to be like, it's not where it's like Sirius is in the first house like yesterday where it was like super intense to be seen, and sometimes when Sirius is the first house, you get yourselves in tricky situations and then you're like constantly regulating your self-worth. But here it's like Sirius is in the 12th house. So it's seriously working through your subconscious mind and understanding, okay, I'm working through my subconscious mind. And what I feel is that people will understand that there's so many layers to what's going on. It's serious. With us approaching North Node Aries, you're going to have to look at where people are, where you are in your life, and where you want your business to go with Pluto and Capricorn 29. And if you have North Node Aries, it's going to be this thing of like, you're going to make it about yourself the entire day. But then right around that night, you're going to be like, oh, okay, like, what would other people do? And I feel like it's like, that's going to be the North Node Aries, South Node Libra is going to be like, you're going to make it about yourself so much, but you're going to hit a situation where you made a dumb decision. Especially me, because I have a North Node progressed in Libra, so it's opposing this, so it's the opposite for me this year. So I just have to talk about this because I really feel like so many of us are rushing into the wrong situation. Why don't you rush into getting an astrology reading? Why don't you rush into getting a tarot card pull? Because I do feel that with this energy, it is going to be about going into like working with who you are as a person, what you already have with Jupiter and Taurus. Remember, Jupiter is so important. Jupiter is the benefic planet. Saturn's malefic. So already Neptune's being cut down, right? So it's like you can't be too fantastical and like, woo, everything is fine, but you can't be too negative because Jupiter's in Taurus, because Jupiter wants you to be like, what do we already have? And if you're going too fast, North Node Aries, coming up later this week, then you're going to be like, I have nothing because I went too fast. I made dumb judgments because I didn't honor Libra. Libra is all about justice and letting the sword of truth kind of dictate the balance of things rather than, so for example, with South Node Libra, I feel like this week it's going to be like, and the energy's starting already, it's going to be like, well, it might be painful for a moment, but like, let's just embrace both sides until Michael's sword comes in and Michael himself brings in the truth. Because I feel like it's, to go North Node Aries would be like going on making it about yourself all the time, which could be really, really difficult here. The good thing about North Node and Aries is that it wants you to think business-like. So instead of being like making it about yourself in a negative way, expand your business, right? Let's pull the tarot card. Okay, so today's card, we got the Nine of Clubs, so it means independent success. So for me, I feel like the Nine of Clubs here, like I said, we're on the last note of Taurus. We're in the 0 degree, so we're in the transition, but we're still in Taurus, so North Node in Taurus. So what I'd say here, because remember we have those 18 notes before we're in the 0, but then we have 18 notes. What I'd say here is go for expansion of business today and career, because I feel like there's so much going on with Mercury and Regulus, and the Sun in Cancer is so serious, because Sirius is in Cancer, that things are a lot more serious than you think with us being in Mars and Virgo. I don't think you have to do anything too much. I think it's like just radically noticing how you've transformed as a person, how the universe has changed, and working with that. I think trying to work with, even though we're in Pluto and Capricorn, it is retrograde. So I think that understanding that with a retrograde, it means I don't feel like you have to engage too much with things that you feel are outdated for you, like ideas. So whatever happened yesterday, you let it go, you move forward today. It's a new energy. You have to take it. I think there is going to be some things where you have to pull back your anger, because Athena is in fact in Pisces. Athene, the asteroid Athene. So with Athene there in Pisces, it's like hold back the anger, just do a little bit of, again, still Hygeia and Aquarius, semi-sextiling Athene. People who are too angry, stay away from, because they're going to make situations worse, especially being South Node Scorpio 0. This is a transition into another world you don't want to go into. I think it's much better to sit out those things that are too intense, relationships that are too intense, leave it for another day, let Michael come in, deal with that. I think it's more important to realize there are people who know how to work with that vibration and bring it up. Like I said in my other reading, we all have a vibration we have to sustain, even when it gets uncomfortable. Entering South Node Libra in about 2 days, I think it's important to realize like that is going to be sitting with discomfort at times and being like, well, people see me as this, right? Some people see me like this, some people see me like that. It's uncomfortable. That's going to be this year. Some people see me like this, some people see me like that. I have no control how people see me. I cannot change people's views. People are constantly changing their views. To be like, oh, somebody has consistently liked me for my entire life the same way would be untrue. People go back and forth. People are people. But what you could do is realize that with going North Node in Aries, spiritualize how you make it about yourself. Don't try to go too much Hygeia, because it's opposing Mercury, and Mercury here is in its nobility. Hygeia was more yesterday. Now Mercury and Regulus is saying, Mercury in Leo is squaring Taurus, right? Jupiter in Taurus. So I think with that tension, we might feel that energy today of Mercury and Leo squaring Taurus. And I think it's very important to realize that the square can bring fiction, and traditionalities can be questioned here. Remember, Taurus is I have, and Leo's like I will survive, right? So with that square, it's like, be careful of being really hoggy over like things you know. Like, I think it's like, be careful of being stubborn. Um, because I think it's like, with Mercury and Leo, it's so noble and high, and with Jupiter and Taurus, it wants to expand on what I have. So be careful of being too selfish about what you have. I know a lot of us are freaking out about the future because we're on the 0 degree and like we're in between worlds, but it's so important to remember that as soon as we get into North Node Aries, we'll feel a lot more closure because it will speed up. The energy will speed up. Even though Jupiter's in Taurus, the energy will speed up. You'll get a lot more validation and clarity on what you need in the next few weeks, which will bring in a lot more stability. Even though it is semi-sextiling to Jupiter, which is kind of the universe is like, please think about business rather than being selfish. Please think about the business aspect of what I'm doing. Is this appropriate for my business? Is this appropriate? Mercury and Leo. Is this appropriate for my business? And giving your time space to figure it out. Because I think when you rush into things too much, the worlds come clashing together with that square. And I think the Mercury and Leo needs space from the Jupiter. It needs space to rationalize like Mercury and Leo does, and Jupiter needs space to choose quality things to expand on because it's Jupiter and Taurus. And then you have the Sirius in Cancer, which is Sirius star in the Cancer constellation, which is this season is supposed to remind you just how much stuff is going on. It's a reminder. Cancer season is a reminder that everything that is too Maya in the mind and is not fully actualized makes things difficult to actually achieve. If you want to achieve a certain number in your bank account, if you want to achieve a business, you can't just sit and wait and sit on the sidelines. And you can't just sit on the sidelines and wait for someone to take over. You have to take the initiative. And with Hygeia being here in Aquarius, it is asking you to go through your friends and sanitize what you can to get what you can for what you do. It is not bad to go to friends and ask for help. It's not bad. It's just how you do it and what you're offering. With Hygeia being in Aquarius, opposing Mercury, it is a time of specialization. It is a time of seeing people be super specialized in what they do and being really successful because we are in the Aquarian age and Hygeia is in Aquarius and it's showing us where we're going. It's so important to realize that everything will change in 2 days. Where you think you're headed is going to totally change in 2 days because we were in the slowest sign on our North Node. We were in North Node Taurus. This was the slowest sign. And it was with Jupiter. Now it's going to be with Chiron, the asteroid of healing. So now there should be openings for things for you to rework. And if you want something really bad, like a situation to work out, if you do the healing and the mastery of that, things should open up in the universe. But we're talking business here. We're not talking relationships because Libra's in the South Node. I like to think of it as North Node business, South Node relationships, but you need both to make it work out, right? Remember, Scorpio was in the South Node. It's still in the South Node today, and it's important to realize that there may be new revelations happening over the next few days with that trine to Pluto and Capricorn. I do think as the Scorpio 0 degree and the Pluto and Capricorn are in that trine, as we shift in, there may be worlds collapsing to show us that how have we not made it about what we value in ourselves and what we already have in our life, because it's not Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto in Capricorn retrograde. So we're going back on what we value, and the universe may have things crumble to the ground to prove that what we already have was enough, and that things are being projected out, Hygeia and Aquarius, to show us how to sanitize and move forward with new relationships, new friends, and new groups in our life. Thank you so much for tuning into Underwater Astrology for today, July 16th. I hope you guys check out the video tomorrow, July 17th. Namaste.